Hello and welcome to High Rollers Uncharted Territory. You right there? I thought I'd wait until you started drinking and then start. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, good?
Yeah.
Welcome to Uncharted Territory, the spin-off series rather of our D&D show, sponsored by Wizards of the Coast, in preparation of their upcoming module, The Tomb of Annihilation. Now, just to get things completely straight on the record, this is a pre-recorded episode, as several of us are going to be at Insomnia on Friday, when this is actually airing.
We're there right now.
We're there right now. I'm not. I'm at home. You're not. You're at home.
Yeah.
You're at home chilling.
I'm scratching myself.
So
Slackers.
I wish.
But as there was going to be significant of the rest of us, rather than skip a week or try and get in some guests, we thought we'd just pre-record it so we can continue the story because we're so close to the end of your adventures in Chult.
This is like past us. Talking to future us.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's only a day or two out.
It's only a day or two. So the reason, and so with that, obviously we won't be reading any donations at the end, but if you'd still like to donate, we will read them in our personal time as well.
We like money.
And if we mess anything up, Chris Trott won't be able to see it in the comments and Twitch chat and correct me, so that's always fun.
Shit. I actually have my phone ready.
Yeah.
So Twitcher doesn't exist.
Exactly. Mind fuck.
Damn it.
Obviously, as always, if you would like to watch more awesome D&D content on twitch.tv/D&D.
Where can we go?
Twitch.tv/D&D. Thank you, Chris Trott. On Monday, you have Dragon Talk and Dragon Plus with Greg, Tito, and various other guests.
Shelley.
And Shelley Mazanoble, and also Bart Carroll, I believe, as well. You can also check out on Tuesdays, they have Dice Camera Action and the first part of Fury's Reach by Mazar Khan.
DCA is on a break.
DCA is currently ended, but that's when it normally is on a Tuesday.
Yes.
Gives you a good chance to catch up.
Good chance to catch up. Wednesdays, you have Misclicks and the other Fury's Reach Maze Arcana game. Thursdays, you have Penny Arcade's The C Team over on twitch.tv/HyperRPG, as well as Girls, Gods and Glory. And then on Fridays, you have us, followed by the Dragon Friends. And you can watch all of that on twitch.tv/D&D. It's on every week, full week of D&D content, and more to come in the future, I'm sure. A recap on last week. You all were in a place, an old dwarven mine called Wormheart Mine, where you had basically been dumped after the tragic events in one of Acesarak's dungeon games, where 6 frisky flames sadly passed away to a disintegration ray. You made your way into the mine, where you encountered a series of kobolds that treated Sir Crumsby like such an honoured and wonderful guest,
Tasty.
and you met a strange bird man called Ellic, who was there for some reason. Whilst meanwhile, Kalar and Fear, you were dumped into the bottom part of the mine, where you discovered a red dragon was hoarding over several bits of treasure. Through various conversations, you managed to convince the red dragon to help you in exchange for some treasure that you offered up for its hoard, as well as promises of, basically encouraging her to get out and eat better meals and to stop relying on crappy kobolds. As you were flying through the jungles of Chult, various things occurred, including a spirit, one of the 9 trickster gods inhabiting Sir Crumsby, Obolaka, who is not the most fun. Certainly not as...
For us it is.
Yes. Not compared to Kubazan, who currently inhabits Kalar. But you do have some cool powers that have been unlocked. And as you were flying through it, you are making your way to Omu, the lost city, being guided by the trickster spirits, when you you see a camp of the Flaming Fist mercenaries and one Lascalar Flisk, who have made camp on the very outskirts of the Forgotten City, and they have both favour with the staff of Napaka and also Martok, the Ankylosaurus captive.
Martok!
And Kim now has a small, tiny little Ankylosaur head that was given by Nightjar, and you are very happy with that, aren't you?
There's more toys back there as well.
There are more toys.
And dinosaur stickers.
Always more toys.
Martok. Gotta keep me,
There's also a
entertained,
dinosaur colouring book.
Yes. And we left you on the outskirts of the city, and I believe you had planned a attempted stealthy raid to go and secure your plans. I asked you whether you wanted to go in guns blazing or stealthy after the cameras had stopped last week, and you said stealthy.
We had,
Of course, you are more than happy to change your plans.
Who did we give the breastplate to? Did you get it? Yeah, okay.
Ding dong. I think I got
Heyo!
It's the acid resistance breastplate, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I think so.
I don't understand how you can fold your player sheets up like that. That's just.
I know. It really triggers me.
He only brings his little book
fit in my
and it
notebook.
tucks in the back.
You
There.
got like proper little folders and stuff,
Yeah.
and you're just like.
I've even got Fia's art on the front of my folder.
It's just disgusting.
Matches my Laura one.
So, the red dragon
Oh, yeah.
Tinder lands in the jungle of Romu and in jungle of Chol. And as I mentioned last time, before you've always heard these jungle sounds. There's always been loud animals or insects that you could hear everywhere. There's been often, you can hear the sound of a river or birds or, there's always been noise, even if that noise has been the roars of dinosaurs or the groaning of undead. Here there is mostly silence. Apart from the camp and the mercenaries that you can hear up ahead, the rhythmic breathing of Tinder, this kind of heavy, deep, breathy sound, there is very little noise here. The jungle seems dead. The trees have an almost black-like bark. Their leaves covered with almost like thin red vines. You can see the sap is black and ichorous. This definitely has a unsettling aura about the place.
So we're on the ground. After.
I would say you
Tinder
guys are
puts
about a good 10 minutes away from the camp. Like Tinder's basically avoided it as best as she can. You're not sure if you've been spotted. Certainly there were no cries of dragon, dragon. Oh, by the gods, a dragon. But yeah, she's kind of landed in an area where she can. And you guys had landed ready to try and get into the camp itself.
Let me get this straight. We're going into a heavily guarded fort to save a dinosaur.
No,
And a
to
tiefling.
get the staff.
Yes, we need
Just
the
the
staff
staff.
to enter the temple.
Yes, the staff. Yeah.
The
Very
tiefling and the dinosaur are also part of this plan.
But they ultimately, if we get the staff, we get out. And if they cause a hindrance,
We cannot leave them behind.
why not?
They are companions. You never leave your companion behind.
Well, it depends.
And I paid a pretty penny for that bloody dinosaur, so I don't want to see that money going down the drain.
It's all about money. I see. Very well. So how do we get it?
Technically, you didn't pay for the dinosaur.
Well, haha.
Technically, the owner of the dinosaur is half and half me and Kalar. I really don't care about the dinosaur. I just want the staff.
Alright, well, fair enough. If the dinosaur dies, bollocks to it.
And favor.
Yeah, alright.
Cruel. Heartless.
I mean,
Heartless.
she's
a
got the
warrior
staff.
never leaves a companion behind.
I know, but it's just there, the city. You can
Very
see it.
dishonorable
It's,
of you.
It's right there. Gold.
I'm
Is
sure.
this because
I'm sure.
you're jealous of her? Because me and her have
I
a
can
thing?
assure you that that is so not the case.
Is it sexual jealousy?
Is this what
I'll
happens
get that.
before every battle?
Pretty
There's
much.
a lot of talking and not a lot of action.
Yeah, pretty much.
I am growing quite weary of your bickering. So, as the city is within your sights, I am going to leave you here. I'm assured you can find your own way back once you have your little dinosaur.
You don't want to help
We
us,
might be able.
milady?
Speak, but know that your bickering and yelling and constant prattling on, and she looks at Cromsby, has grown quite tiresome. And your little trinkets that have earned you this passage are back in my nice, warm cave with my servants. And I do not relish being here. So, if you have something to offer, offer it.
I'm a beautiful and powerful lady, Tinder. Why not take out your frustrations on the camp you see before you?
Because, little half-orc, I am not a fool entirely. I am a great dragon, and no doubt I would scorch this camp from the face of existence. However, crossbow bolts and spears and bows and slings still hurt. I have no intention of putting myself out for your personal gain. I can take my frustrations out on an endless supply of kobolds back in my mine.
What about if there's a little bit of gold in it for you? I mean, you have a fine collection, milady, but the treasures that may be inside the temple when we gain access to it, well, even you may not have seen things like that.
She thinks for a moment. Give me a persuasion check with advantage, Cromsby.
That is. Was that 19? 28!
She thinks. She thinks for a moment, and then her snaky head kind of zooms in. There's a puff of kind of hot air that smells a bit of sulfur and brimstone, and she kind of grins. The dwarf does know how to talk, but at least he knows how to talk the language of the dragon. I have no interest.
That was common.
I speak Draconic.
I have no interest in helping you with this camp, but I will remain in the area, and if you need my help within the city, I shall give you some assistance. But you will pay me a tithe of the treasures that you find. A substantial amount, I should assure you.
Fair enough. You see, my lad, gold is the way to a woman's heart.
To a dragon's heart, yes.
Well, this one, yes.
Yes.
I mean, normally it's just a drink for me and a smile.
Easy.
Even that sometimes, really.
See, this
Don't touch
conversation
me.
is useful because you just gained a huge increase in our chances of survival by having a dragon. So I appreciate this conversation. The rest of it was wasted. So let's move on.
She kind of turns up, she turfs up some of the dirt like a cat prodding at the ground and kind of nestles in and gets a bit comfortable.
I'm gonna bury into my satchel, rummage around with my little claw hands.
You have arms, just
Yeah,
Aarakocra have.
claw hands.
Oh, okay, but clawed hands, okay.
Yeah.
I want you to understand you have wings
I know.
and arms.
I'm aware.
Because last time I don't know if you were aware of that.
I became aware very quickly.
Oh, okay, I
A
see,
reminder
good.
of the art.
Okay, good.
I rummage around. I'm like, oh, who is weak? You look kind of weak. I know, on the outside, maybe not, but on the inside, you're emotionally fragile. Which means you'll do reckless things, and there's a higher chance of you doing something serious
Dare
to injure yourself.
insult me?
There we go.
See, she's emotionally fragile. She's living up to her.
I challenge you to a duel.
That's impractical and waste time.
Honorable bird.
Anyway,
Dishonorable.
what is that, and is it going to help us with this immediate
This is a
situation?
healing draft. It will heal you. You drink it, and it heals you.
Oh.
Fiat's instantly like, yes, I will take this, yes, thank
you
you.
are less weak.
What?
You are more likely to
have
cover
not
yourself
seen-
because you care more about yourself than anyone else.
He's got a point.
So you'll survive. This one is emotionally fragile because the cat died, and you will protect your ass for anything.
Yes. You're quite right.
So this is a gift as an apology for saying the number.
In your
After
head,
5.
Kayla, before you take the potion, in your head, you do hear Kubazan just like, we do not need this strange birdman's. He insults your honor. We can take risks. We do not need such things. We are indestructible. Tash risks.
So yeah, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, take it. And then as he says that, I'm just gonna be like,
I don't understand this custom.
Obolaka, in your mind, Cromsby, is just like, well, we certainly need that. We can't. I mean, what if the guards find us? What if they fire arrows at us? We need to be healed. I can't have my vessel walking around leaking blood everywhere. That's completely inappropriate.
messy.
Look, I promise you that I will not get into the thick of things. I value the blood that's in my veins more than you do, matey.
All right. Well, a healing potion would be most useful. I just think that we should have one. Really. It
No,
makes sense.
shut up.
Why would you offer it if you're going to put it away?
I was offering it to the weakest, and the second weakest is me.
So weak.
That's a lie. You're lying. I can tell it on your human flesh face.
You can just take it from his corpse later.
True.
Can we go?
Maybe.
Tinder kind of eyes the elven one. Is like, I don't even think she needs to wait for his corpse to take it, and she just kind of grins. Red dragons,
true.
no thieves. There is a sudden smashing sound as if something has just ripped apart a tree, and from the underbrush stomps a giant robot, a metal warrior, covered in like twigs and branches, bits of jungle. There is guano and monkey shit on it everywhere. Rusty's filthy. He's kind of like he's like covered in like vines, and he just kind of and then as soon as you see Alec, he kind of like stops. Sits down.
Oh, look at you. Unbelievable. I start feathering him down.
Cromsby, look how dirty he is.
Yes, I know.
Oberlack is just like, get that disgusting thing away from me! Oh my goodness! Clean it immediately! We can't have that walking around with us. Terrible!
Clean the bloody thing, why don't you?
I'm trying. But
It takes you a while, like picking off like foliage. He's got like twigs rammed into his joints,
I'm
and
muttering to myself at Rusty of the minor changes in the algorithm that I need to change to avoid puddles, mud,
yeah.
thickets, anything like that. So,
He just followed the most direct path beneath the dragon.
We need some routing
You sense
options.
that there's blood, like there's kind of blood around his feet and his arms. He's probably had to like punch his way through creatures at some point.
Oh my
I'm gonna look
God.
back at the path.
It's just like a rusty-shaped hole in like thick jungle, just like boof, 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 like the Hulk.
Well, we have our path back out of here. We know exactly where to go
Ah, yes.
if we need to.
Good to know.
So to let you guys know, it's about midday.
Right.
You can see the sun, although it's hard to tell in the jungle because the canopy's so thick. Judging by the temperature, it's swelteringly hot, and you know a quick climb up a tree indicates it's probably around noonish.
Did we get from the air we could see where Martok was being held?
Yes,
And
he is chained. You saw he was chained to a tree just on the very outskirts of some ruins where they basically made camp. He had his tail like weighed down so he couldn't use it, like big thick iron bands wrapped around it. And then he has like his feet were chained to a tree, you could see.
Is that on the furthest away from us or the
From where you
closest to
currently
us?
are, yes.
The furthest
It's
side.
almost as if you could picture it in your mind, you could see a series of ruins and trees and surroundings.
Where we start? is
You would be starting probably over on, sort of if you imagine it as a two-dimensional plane down, you'd be over here.
over there. Right.
Right, gotcha.
I
And where
do-
is Martok?
He's,
See him right there?
There's a tree in front of him. I can see it.
yeah, there he is. Behind the Fanta.
Behind the Fanta.
Can I do an intelligence check?
Don't
to
pick him up with
see
the-
how accurately I recall this
Yes, sure.
from the air.
Yep. Give me an intelligence
I
check.
don't have any dice, so
What?
You're
Did you
a
not
mess
bring dice
today.
with you?
No, of course he didn't. I'm surprised he's got his character sheet, to be honest.
15.
Oh my.
15,
I'm
yeah, I'd
surprised
say
he's
15.
dressed.
You get the basic layout. The people you won't know. You can't remember where people were located.
Okay.
But the layout of like where the ruins and trees and things like that. Imagine as well, but like anything which I've put trees down to represent that there are trees there, probably they're the biggest. But imagine sort of all around the edges of the map is thick foliage, basically.
Right.
It's just like dense jungle.
¿Dónde está Favor?
I don't know what that means.
Where's
Favor.
Favor?
You don't know?
We saw her
But we
though.
saw her when
You saw her
Being
being
led.
walked around the camp, yes. Where she is now, you wouldn't be able to say.
Rusty, table. I purposely didn't clean his back portion of the mud. It's like, come, gather round. Round Rusty.
Obenlacker won't let you near the muddy table. He's just like, nope.
over.
We must
be
talk
clean.
tactics. Battle tactics to have.
You can try and force him to. You can have a contest to make him.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, so it's a charisma check. So you should be pretty good.
That was enough.
below half.
What am I looking?
Just add your charisma bonus.
What's that? 9. 15.
Or nearly, but you can like. No, he's not letting you move. He's just muttering away about how muddy and disgusting it is.
Podgy. It's very important you see the battle map.
I can't go over to the dirty
You can see
table.
Cromsby like.
Can I?
If you could remove the feces at least.
I have to draw in it. I'm starting to draw the map in the back.
In
his back.
mud.
Yeah.
Kayla, can you pick up Cromsby and put him in front of the table?
Oh, easily.
Yes, with pleasure.
Right, Oberlack is just like, no, get her hands off us, no! Just
I've
screaming
still got
away.
like braids uneven in my hair.
Oh, yeah, no,
Everything's
he
all
doesn't ever
still
shut
really uneven, just to.
Yeah.
I draw the terrain and Martok. Say, okay, chance of survival roughly 52%. Increased with dragon presence, potential blowing of fire which could create
Kill
a wall.
all of us.
Create a wall separating us from them. How about we rile up your favorite dinosaur to charge and stampede the
Hey, you talked to him
Camp.
before.
Well, I could make you invisible, and you could perhaps release our dinosaur friend, cause a distraction.
Sounds amazing.
The dragon kind of just is like, I already told you, I have no interest in helping you with your camp. I will help you in the city, and I will give you passage back in exchange for treasure. But I'm not helping you with some pitiful camp full of mercenaries. Ugh.
In which
You can
case-
handle this by
The
yourselves.
mercenaries are trying to get the gold that's in the city.
There is more than enough gold for all of us.
They look fairly tasty.
So it looks at you. Have you ever tried to eat an armored man or woman before?
Yes.
The key is to take the armor off before you start.
Oh,
She
yes.
kind of just holds up her big claws. Somewhat difficult, you see.
Oh, we can do that.
Buckles. You would gladly feed me these men and women alive.
Especially one
Yes.
called Flisk. There's one in there called Flisk. Total prick.
They are
Definitely
dishonorable.
that one.
He broke my heart.
They tried to kill us. Several times.
I don't know this.
What
place.
do you wish me to do? I do not like this. Speak.
The optimum fire-breathing tactic that I suggest would be for you to swoop over, cause an intimidation factor, which allows them to panic, and maybe amalgamate at some point in the camp, in which case you cut across a scorching mark like this, creating a wall.
We don't know where the staff is in the camp. Or favor.
Or if you just create a wall.
Initially as well, the jungle canopy you have not factored into your calculations. I will not be able to fly very high above the camp. It will be difficult to move at speed amongst the trees.
Oh, I thought you were good. Sorry. Lowering chances.
What's your strength? Make a strength check for me.
4.
She heads up, grabs you, slams you into the ground. What? She said she wasn't very good. That's going to be 15 points of damage as she crushes you and slams you down, leans in. I have had enough of your insolence, you feathered little fool. I am only here because your fat friend has promised me treasure. If you insult me again, you will be the first one I consume.
Oh. I understand. Conversation is not my best strong suit.
Throws you. You can attack the camp on your own. And she stalks off into the jungle.
He deserved that.
I don't know what I said.
Well, we lost
I
the
thought she was
dragon.
better.
You were rude.
Oh. Right. Yes. Must improve on that. Very
If
well.
you make Kayla invisible, I can come behind her at a distance to support.
I'd love you to come behind me.
No. No. I can.
No, that would be most optimal. You should definitely come behind her.
You're getting on my nerves. I will follow to the camp. I'm gonna punch you, Kim. You can unchain Martok. And I'll be there if anybody spots you to assist. I don't know what you're gonna do. Because you're gonna make a lot of noise, probably.
Probably, particularly with this fellow in my head. He'll probably see something that gets on his tits.
We need to find Favor as well, and the staff.
If we unleash Martok, that's a big distraction, and then you can look for the staff.
Would you be able to nip in and out?
Potentially.
Does Martok understand and distinguish the ability to not trample the staff and where the staff is?
Martok doesn't know what staff is. Martok knows what food is.
In which
That's
case,
about the extent of
Any
Martok.
valuables must be removed from the vicinity before the stampede occurs. Otherwise, you could destroy it.
Bearing in mind he does stampede.
You will. Dinosaurs do.
He's chained down. Currently. It would take a lot. His tail is... You said his tail was heavy. so.
I can take care of that.
Oh. There's not been an instance where this thing has escaped before. How did you get it?
We purchased it.
Oh, very well.
Maybe you could lure him with food in the right direction.
Or I'll speak to him.
Or that, I guess.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay. Do you guys want to go now?
I'm going to put my vial of healing away and bring out a green one instead in that place. It's another thing.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
Ready?
that?
Oh, so mysterious.
This will inflict acid damage on things that I throw it at.
Well, it's a good thing you're wearing acid protective armor, otherwise you'd probably damage yourself.
True.
Oh, no. I throw with the intention of not hitting myself. That's usually the plan.
Yes.
So, what are you guys doing?
How long, Cromsby, how long can you make Kalar invisible?
Hour, I think, isn't it?
It's usually
Concentration up to 1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute. Not even an hour.
No, casting time is...
Casting
Casting
time is different to
Yeah, duration. Concentration up to 1 minute.
I think, maybe we've been doing DOS loop wrong.
Shit.
Oh, well,
That changes
I
a
know now.
lot of things.
Oh dear.
I'm going to put the green one away and bring out a blue one. It's got little sparks going on inside it.
How was
No,
that?
no,
Why
this
have you
one,
got so many?
This one will be better.
What is it?
It's a thunder stone.
That's really loud sounding.
I take the stone and I throw it, and it creates a 10-foot radius in which anyone affected will be knocked prone from electrical spasms.
That's a very specific description.
This will cause all their muscles to tighten and thus be incapacitated for a short period of time. Anyone that gives us a problem.
Okay. Well,
Invisibility first.
Well, it's about 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Before you cast any
So-
spells,
Oh, maybe not then.
Tinder landed about 10 minutes away through the jungle. You know the direction to go in.
We can skulk towards it then, I guess.
Okay. And
Stealthily.
you're just going to head there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
giving it a wide.
Wide berth. Okay. As you're making your way through, the midday sun is kind of torturously hot. You are drenched in sweat within minutes of just being anywhere. Before you had the cool breeze of the dragon rising over the canopy, the fresh air was keeping you cool. Down here, it is swelteringly hot. There is no insects to bite you, but it's still, insufferably warm. As you draw closer, you can see that the outer scouts are suffering probably as much as you guys are, but are perhaps a little bit more acclimatized. You can see that there is a large camp built amongst the ruins, and it is full of these Flaming Fist mercenaries. Some of them wear leather armor with bows, others are wearing breastplates and walking around in patrols. They are very militaristic. You can see that a number of them are patrolling on the outskirts, there are a few resting in the middle of the camp, and there is a large tent positioned that's been kind of set up near some tables and supplies near the center. And you don't know what's going on in there. It's closed off from what you can see. The camp has kind of been hasty. There's a few wagons and carts that have been kind of strewn around. And yeah, you can see Martok just chained up against this tree on the back. So you guys will all be kind of over here initially. So it depends on how you want to move around, where you want to kind of insert from the jungle from, and things like that.
I think we should kill everyone.
How many do we see altogether?
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 archers and about 10 men in armor, men and women in armor.
Is there no way of negotiation?
Nope.
What's
Why
the point?
It's Flisk's people. Of course there's no.
I will negotiate with this and this.
Right. Fighting. Our odds are very bad as it stands, considering we are 4, they are many more.
Mm-hmm. Are you always this cowardly?
No, I'm just looking at the facts.
Our best option is sneak
Yes?
and distract.
Yes? Is there any way we can sneak in?
I'm assuming you're having this conversation whispered
Yes.
amongst the trees.
Assuming always that we're whispering, even in like a pub, whispering. Is there no way the invisibility can allow us to get in the tent, get favor, get the staff, get Martok, and get out, so that we can all stay here?
It's 1 minute.
I
you
can move
fast?
faster than you in a minute.
I think it would be more valuable if Fia went to the tent
Invisible.
and I went to Martok.
Invisible. Mm-hmm. 2 invisibles.
No, just me.
So you skirt around the tree line, stealthily. There's a big, giant person, and yes, I'm sure they'll be fine. And you're going to go in the tent invisible.
Yes.
Then do so.
And what are you going to do?
I will wait here, and if there is any issues, I will assist.
Can
You
you,
know what?
cause a distraction of some kind with your vials of things?
Well, the intention is for you to not be spotted, right?
Yes, but a distraction would also lessen the chance of being spotted.
If there
we
is a
draw their
problem,
attention.
I will throw this thunderstone.
Or you could send your robot in. That would be very distracting.
But I've just made some recent tweaks, and I mean,
Do you not have faith in your own handiwork?
very much so. But I haven't seen the velocity at which those arrows penetrate.
Do you think he's weak?
Not at all. But I could do some tweaks. It could take 3-4 hours, and then I could reinforce his.
Birdman,
Yes.
sometimes we have to live by the moment. There is no time for calculations.
How about this? If you're
Fucking love it. Oh my God.
I'm just gonna like roll my
no,
eyes.
this is great. I've been
Like,
waiting for
as
this.
soon as he opens his mouth, I just roll my eyes.
Fia will go to the tent invisible.
Yes.
Kayla will go around the back and unleash the dinosaur.
Martok.
And then if anything happens, we can send in your robotic friend from the other side, causing a distraction on either side so they don't know what way to attack first. And then you can come in with your electric rock thing or whatever it is and,
Thunderstone.
incapacitate some people.
And what will you be doing, Podgy?
I will be cheering you on from the sidelines, my dear friend.
Moral support.
Yes, quite.
Right. Very well.
You're still not entirely sure what the dwarf brings to this.
We all
You
are.
can see what the sneaky elf one does. The big one's quite obvious. They're not 100%.
I mean,
what
we're,
he
we're the
does.
same as well, you know? Like, what do you do?
Very well. I will use Rusty to do a perimeter run to draw the line of fire of all the archers, so that you can go in and help your friends. And I can throw the thunderstone
Not
without.
sure that's quite a good idea.
How does they help your friends?
I'm only a
How
small.
do you help your
A
friends?
small chap, little legs, you see. Can't really run and dash about like these young'uns as well.
It's not the size that matters, it's how you use it.
Yes, I distinctly remember
Yes.
tiny kobolds tying us both down.
Well, I'm sure I can do something.
I will distract them with Rusty, and you will be out of harm's way to assist.
Shouldn't have given away the donkey. Could have sent a donkey.
Ah,
Just saying.
poor Joel.
Never even got used.
He did, I used it once.
Yeah, you went on there when you walked instead of walking. That was it. Powerful magic item. Used because I can't be bothered to walk. I love it.
Yeah.
So, place yourselves where you wish to be. And what are you doing? So Fia, you're casting invisibility on Fia, and then
Yep.
Fia is going to go to the tent. Kayla is going to attempt to get to Martok
I freed him. Look, I freed him.
on that side. Position yourselves, you two, on which kind of like, on which perimeter will you
This tree
be?
line over here.
Do you have a miniature for your birdman?
I don't. Do you have a bird?
I don't have a birdman. What can I use for you?
Aarakocras at home.
I do. Oh, yeah, you do.
Is Martok just chained down?
He's
not.
chained to the tree and
Okay.
his tail's weighted.
Oh, it's not
What about
okay.
that giant one top left?
How about dragon? Big old dragon.
You can just be rando wizard guy.
Rando wizard guy.
There I am. That's me.
Shouldn't have died.
So you're
Could've used
staying
your
over
little custom
here,
mini.
Crumsby.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to stay there. So let's move these trees a little bit so we can see.
Can make a new one.
You guys are still in the tree line, but you're kind of there.
Rusty, do you have a...
Yes, I do have something from Rusty. Yes.
Oh, I don't have my elemental.
Yeah. Yeah. Rusty!
Technically, he should actually be a large creature.
How large is he? Like Iron Man large or?
To use this guy, because he's actually technically large.
So he makes a big table.
Wow. Yeah.
Massive
It's a round table.
Okay, so invisibility gets cast on Fia. Kayla's going to make the thing. You two are just hiding in the
In
shrubland.
anticipation of things going wrong.
Are you two doing anything, or are you just literally staying quiet and still?
Staying quiet still.
Okay. The two of you are going to... What is your bonus to stealth checks?
It's plus 20.
Think you're lying.
Plus 2 and plus 3. Okay. Kayla, you are going to give me a stealth check. Fia, you with your natural stealth and invisibility, you get to this tent with no problem.
I did think,
like
guys.
nobody will even notice you there. So Fia, where's your mini? Just basically put it at the tent on this side. That's basically the entrance there. Yeah. So I know how much you got. I saw the dice roll.
Oh no.
Fia, you make your way in a kind of quick burst of speed, knowing that the spell is limited on time, and just exactly how to move. You avoid the patrols. You watch as the patrols do. These kind of outer groups move around a little bit. These kind of guys come around this way. These guys are kind of all around there. You get to the tent, and as you're kind of like, it's difficult because it's currently closed, so you wait for a moment, you wait until the guards are looking the other way, and then you quickly pull it apart and step inside. You see a scene. There is a large armored woman, probably wearing full plate armor, emblazoned with the flaming fist symbol, long sword at her side, in a back scabbard, and she is overlooking a table with series of maps, all of the jungle of Chult, a number of tomes, and she's arguing with Flisk and Favor, who is currently, she has like her hands bound behind her, but she stood at the table next to Flisk. And you overhear something in the conversation of, now you told me we were here to get treasure, Flisk. What is this nonsense you're babbling on about now? And he's kind of like, you can see he's like, shut up, just shut up, both of you. All right, listen, there is treasure inside the temple. There's treasure inside the tomb. We're gonna get the treasure, but there's something, she keeps babbling about something in my head, some sort of death god or something. All right, we've gotta put a stop to it or we're all in trouble. And Favor's just like, you really should listen to him, Captain. The spirit is one of the 9 and she's just like, be quiet, tiefling. You're only allowed to, the only reason that you're not gagged is because you provide us with information. And they're kind of arguing over that. That is when, Kayla, you step out and seeing beloved Martok, the stealth thing kind of goes a bit out the window.
Martok!
You actually see?
On a 5, why not?
Okay. You go over to him. The big doll-headed thing looks over to you, and his kind of big eyes go wide, and he's happy to see you. You can see he is chained. Thick iron chains hold him to the tree, and then his tail is weighed down by this really heavy-looking series of bands, all connected to like heavy weights.
Oh,
that's
what
weighing
did
his
they do
tail
to you,
down.
buddy?
As you say that, you basically hear a, "Oi, who are you? Go, quick!" As the archer, who is currently stood on the ruined wall, is looking directly at you. A number of armored guards around the table kind of like look up, grab up blades, grab everything else they can do. What would you like to do? What is your immediate reaction? You've got to Martok, they've spotted you, but what do you want to do? What's the first thing? Okay, you swear at them.
I would like to...
Oh, I'm sorry, you weren't being serious. Almost took away your entire action to swear at them. But no, that's fine.
True RP. True RP.
Recon.
What would you like to do? The chains giving them a quick examination. Extremely thick, probably iron.
Probably can't pull them up.
You can try.
You have a strength of 23 now.
I'm gonna shout out, "Who did this to Martok?" And then, like, can I rage? Do I have to, like, be
No, you can rage any time. The only thing is if you don't attack somebody,
No,
you
if
don't
I
take
don't
damage.
damage, then I drop my firm.
You drop your rage.
I drop my rage. And bear you
So if
the
you
might
punch
of the
yourself.
bear, so you have
Yeah, absolutely. If you like stab
Really?
yourself or cut yourself, as long as you take damage, as long as you basically are like, no, I'm gonna literally stab myself to cause damage and keep my rage
Obviously
going.
better to hurt others than yourself.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
as
would
long-
like to rage and try and pull the bands off his tail.
Okay, that is going to be a pure strength check. So you add your strength modifier. It's not a saving throw, so you don't get proficiency. So this is going to be plus raw strength modifier.
Even though I'm raging, don't
You
I
get advantage.
Yeah.
That's what you get for rage. But you add strength, raw strength modifier. So plus 6.
17. I've got, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
23. You lean down and you desperately trying to just pull these chains apart, and you can feel the metal tense and stretch. The veins bulging on your arms and in your neck, but I mean, this is iron. You're literally trying to rip iron apart.
Can I shout at Martok to help me as well? Like,
Martok can try, but that's the point where that was all the time you had. The guards leap into action. I'm not going to roll initiative because there is a lot of guards. You, Alec, and Cromsby, you see initially a bunch of creatures rush forward. They'll start rushing there. These guys, this one will turn around. These guys start rushing this way. These ones kind of overhearing something turn around but don't necessarily rush off. These guys will look around as well.
this dude as well?
Yeah, he'll turn around as well, please. The archers will loose 3. What's your AC?
15.
15.
And then I'm resistant to stuff.
Yep, you're resistant. So you're going to take 6 points of damage. That's already halved. As one of the archer's arrows finds purchase thudding into your arm. The others all kind of scatter around you. The three armored folks, men and women rushing towards you, are having to skirt around Martok. He's chained, so he can't move from where he is, but he's still trying to like get to them and
Wriggle
sort
a
of
bit.
threaten them and stuff like that.
Wriggle.
But they are clearly on your way, and you can see more running around the corner. These do not look like weak. You will knock them down in one blow. These look like pretty seasoned-looking fighters. Fia, you hear the commotion outside. You hear Martok. You hear Kalar yelling Martok and who did this.
I
and you see a
invisibly
lot of
roll my
things.
eyes.
The woman, the armored woman, like looks up and it's just like, what now? And it's like snatches up a sword, begins drawing it out. Lascalar is there and he's like, and he's like holding his head. He's like, shut up, shut up, shut up. And Favor is just kind of looking around awkwardly. She actually would probably. Yeah, she actually looks around and she kind of moves to another part of the table, and you can see her just trying to get her bonds, and she's struggling with them. She's like trying to wriggle them out of her hands.
Is her feet are not bound, it's just her wrists.
Just her wrists are bound behind her back. She doesn't seem to have the staff, her spell book, or any of like her wands or anything like that on her either.
Do I see that anywhere in the tent?
Give me a perception check.
17?
There are 3 heavy-looking trunks, all locked, all with big, heavy padlocks, set around the tent. They're the only things, and they all look quite long and large. They're probably all, they could easily all fit the staff and people's belongings in them. You can't see anything else that they would be stored in, and you didn't see anything else when moving through the camp. There were supply crates, but that was all clearly food and traveling equipment, camping equipment, and that sort of thing. It has to be in this tent, and you suspect it's in likely one of these 3 conducts. What would you 2 like to do at this point?
I see the commotion, I assume. I'm gonna tell Rusty to engage.
Okay, Rusty just takes off.
I'm gonna try and point him towards running over and through this person,
Okay.
if possible.
Smashed a person.
The guy does not see the giant robot coming. It knocks him down onto the ground, sending him sprawling, injuring him. Don't roll damage, I'm just going to track a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and he's just gonna
But clearly, like, just knocks into the
He's gonna
side.
put his arms out and start spinning around.
Just starts spinning.
And just walking around like that.
Okay.
Towards the next person.
The guards are all crying out like, "But we're under attack or something," and like they start. These guys, these archers, and these men are going to try and engage Rusty. Cromsby, what would you like to do?
Can I cast Crown of Madness on the archer firing at?
Yeah, I mean, I'll make a wisdom saving throw for him. The one at firing Kayla is going to be out of range. I think it's like this one all the way over there. What's the range on it?
120 feet.
Oh, 120 feet. Actually, you might be right. 5, 10, 10, 20. Yeah, it's going to be in range. Okay, so you kind of do that, and you watch as he kind of like holds up his head, and then he turns around to the archer behind him, and he's like, and he, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I can't help myself." And there is obviously grand commotion kicking off. Kayla, what would you like to do? You can see that the chains are being held by a padlock. But yeah, they're still
And they kind of
extremely
moved a
strong.
little bit, but they...
Yeah, I mean, you can try again, and you know, now that you've kind of got a bit more time, you can basically yell at Martok and like try and get him to strain against it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Martok to push,
Okay.
help me as
From
well.
this point onwards, you will need to either attack or take damage to keep your rage going. So you will need to either hurt yourself or
They
fight
shot
somebody.
me for 6 damage.
That's it. They shot you for 6 damage, so you're fine. Okay,
Fine.
so you can roll with advantage, and I will roll for Martok potentially as well to add a bonus.
Ooh,
Natural 20.
That is the only way you were going to break these trains, unfortunately, because it is literally
Break the train!
Break the tree!
You pull, and seeing your friend in danger, and these kind of guards rushing towards it. Ting! That iron snaps off, and Martok kind of stumbles forward. His tail is still way down, but now he kind of looks at the others, and they're all kind of like drawing blades and looking a bit more wary as he gets ready to charge forward, which he does. He basically barrels into these guys, sending a few of them sprawling, flying back, basically. And sending them absolutely sprawling. That's going to basically be your whole turn. There is just literally be like Conan style, Hercules, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, like, "I am Hercules!" Ching!
I am Kalar,
Yeah,
please.
I know, but that was the reference.
I don't need no men.
Fear. At this point, what are you doing?
So I'm still invisible. Can
It's only been like 20 seconds.
I cut Favor's
So you're going to move up behind
Bonds.
Favor and then start.
cut? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
dagger.
that won't break invisibility. You're not directly attacking somebody. She kind of is like, like nervously, but then she kind of seems to get the impression, she kind of realizes what's going on. You snap them, but she keeps her hands behind her back, and she just kind of nods. She like looks around nervously, and then she glances to the middle box.
Right.
She like looks at it and then looks
Okay.
back.
And has the box, you said, has it got a lock on it? It does have a lock on it.
Bit quiet.
Do I see any?
In terms of the keys, you didn't see
I
any.
don't see any. Can I try and pick the lock? With...
You can next time, because cutting the ropes would probably be an action.
Okay.
So that's quite a lot of like
That is
to
what
do
I
it
will
quietly
do
as well.
next.
Okay, so you're gonna do that next. Lascalar. Okay, Lascalar seems to like, shut up. We'll deal with that later. He runs over, goes to grab Favor, not realizing she now has her hands. She knees him in the groin, basically, or tries to.
That's my
she
girl.
succeeds, just like, it's like, crunches down, and then she's basically gonna run around the other side of the table. She picks up like a spear from a weapons rack and just basically holds it out, and she's like, "No, get away from me! I've had enough of you." And she starts making her way towards the exit. He's just like, "Oh, you idiot! We need to work the spirit." And he's just kind of groaning and stumbling around on the ground. What are you doing? Alec?
Just observing at the moment. I'm going to hold my action.
Rusty basically spins around like this.
Can I hold my action until a group of enemies are within range? At which case,
What I would tell you is it looks like they're going to try and engage Rusty. They don't know you're there.
then that's fine.
Okay. So you're going to wait for them to engage
I'm just
Rusty.
observing at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, these guards all just basically rush around. they kind of see Rusty's going to like leap over here. They see Rusty spinning around. He clocks a few of them, like sending a few of them reeling. But the others are going to try and... Can you give me a strength check for Rusty, please?
Rusty the snowman.
That's cocked. Sure. A pencil. Hitting a pencil counts as cocked. You can re-roll
I can
it.
do 2 if you want.
No, re-roll it. Please roll another 2.
19.
19. Okay. The two try and grab onto his arms, and he's just like, whoa, and they're like, whoa, like spinning around. They're like, oh, I can't, he's so strong. Like they're spinning around. The other one just gets knocked and sent flying. The archer's going to get back up again. Rusty is going to, what's it, Rusty's AC?
12.
He's going to take 10 points of damage as arrows just thud into him, into his like wooden joints and things like that.
Yeah.
This one is going to get kind of rush around. He's like shouting at his mate, like, "Stop shooting at me!" And the other one's just like, "Oh, I can't help it." He's going to move around. These guys are all.
I'm just gonna leave.
No, they're not.
They're just like, yeah.
They've got a bunch of friends coming. Can you move these guys around to roughly where your dice is?
Oh, God.
And then the guys who are currently around Martok, move at least one of them towards Kalar, and then the other two are going to try and jump on Martok.
Well, are these all going to get attacks of opportunity?
Martok can only really do it to one, and he's going to engage with... He's kind of not a smart beast. He's just going to focus primarily on the two that are kind of trying to get him. Okay. The archer. Okay. So Martok takes a couple of scrapes and bumps. He's going to take 5 points of damage. You've got his little stats somewhere. As they kind of like try and club him and try and knock him.
Martok stats plus a little picture.
I literally threw that picture in for Kim.
Keep me entertained.
Yeah. He takes 5 points of damage as they kind of get some clubs and slashes on him and things like that.
They will pay!
The archer tries to shoot you again, but fails, and then one guy comes rushing at you. He looks more like he's trying to basically like knock you unconscious, but the blow is wide. You duck under it easily, sensing the rage kind of building up from within. So Cromsby.
Is there anyone nearby wearing armor?
Yes, any of the guys that are melee all have breastplate on, basically. Metal breastplate.
I will heat metal one of those guys.
Okay, the nearest one, you're just
Yeah.
like, heat metal.
Yeah.
Again, the familiar scream and smell of burning heat metal flesh.
Such a good spell.
So good. As it burns through. Kayla, what would you like to do?
Can I punch myself in the arm?
Just like, ugh. Yeah. Roll a d4 and your strength. D4, not D6. You'll get there one day.
3,
Plus strength.
9.
But is it half? Because it's like,
Yes, technically it would be halved. It's bludgeoning, so 4.
4.
yeah, there you go.
Thanks, babe. I was.
You basically are just like,
And I'd like, while I'm doing that, I'd like to do it in full view of everyone and just be like,
yeah. Yeah, they're kind of like a bit hesitant, like,
Yeah.
oh god, this person's
She
crazy.
cray.
Yeah.
I'd like to jump on Martok and be like, Martok, go! Like, you know, point.
Jump on it. Okay.
What?
No, it's funny. It's great. I love it.
But I'd like to kind of, like, as he goes, I'd like to take a swing.
Okay. Which one? Just one of them?
One on the right.
Okay. Swing with fist.
With my back left.
Technically, you should have drawn that earlier, but yeah, sure. Go for it.
Do I get advantage because I'm raging?
We've run over this. You don't get advantage on attack rolls unless you use reckless attack. You're so busy about trying to jump onto Martok's back that you just don't aim it properly. It's more of a threatening swing. As you run past, though, one of them does clip you. It's going to be 4 points of damage. That's already halved. As one of them clips you with a spear as you kind of run past and jump on Martok's back. Martok charges forward. He is very slow because of this chain weighing him down. He's basically dragging his tail behind him, but he kind of still stomps forward.
Like, take anyone, like, you know.
He can't move it. It's basically just
No,
dead
but-
weight dragging behind him.
Can I just kick anyone? And
Nah, he's too slow. He hasn't got like his little legs are foot proposing. His tail is how he attacks.
take any.
No, he hasn't got big teeth. He's got like he's herbivore teeth. He's got
He's
like.
got huge teeth.
Well, that's not a realistic version of an ankylosaur, is it?
like-
He's a herbivore, and he doesn't even have teeth.
He doesn't.
It does.
Yeah,
little
but
blunt
they
teeth.
look
He's got
like
little
little
blunt teeth because he's a herbivore. He's not a predator. He doesn't need sharp
Got
canines.
googly eyes as well.
But he's just like, nah, he's just like stomping through. He does like move his head and he tries to butt people, but it's not really an effective attack.
So cute.
As he just kind of
It's like a
stomps his way
cat when
forward.
a cats give you a head.
Fia, what would you like to do? Try and pick the chest?
Yes.
Okay, make a, so it'd be dexterity modifier plus proficiency bonus because you're proficient with thieves' tools. So basically, what's your dex saving throw?
My dex saving throw. Okay.
So it'll be the same thing.
19.
Fuck.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25.
It's a good lock, but very quickly.
Where Favor moved, is she
She's
over
on the
other
opposite side of the table to where Flisk is. She was kind of in the middle. You're to the side. As the lock clicks, however, it's very similar to opening a door. The invisibility pops off.
In which case, I'm going to throw it open, grab the staff and the
You
spellbook,
see basically a
and
bunch of satchels and the staff. Yep.
I'll grab the staff.
Okay. Favor is just like, Fia, good, grab my books. Like,
No, get them yourself!
she's like holding her spear out in front of her.
I don't know what her book. Wait, would I have seen it? I'd have seen
You've
her
seen
with
her
her
knapsack
satchel.
and stuff. Yeah,
So I'll
you've
grab
seen-
her bag.
Okay, you
And
grab
the
her
sta-
bag and the staff. Sure. Yep. And then you could probably bonus action dash away.
Can I? Nah, I don't think it would work. My compact is Misty Step is only one person,
It's only one person.
so I couldn't grab.
you can get
Favor.
yourself out of the tent.
I could. Can I dash? But also grab Favor and drag her with me.
It's tricky. The dash is because it's like a bonus action. It's you very nimbly getting away. I don't think you'd be able to grab somebody and do it with you. If it was a normal move, yes. But I'd say your normal move was grabbing up the stuff.
So my move was grabbing the stuff.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's like action, pick lock, move, grab stuff, bonus action, dash and get away. But I don't think you'd have the force to drag somebody with you.
Okay. I'm gonna dash then.
Okay. You just dash through. You basically
Can
get to
I
like the front
throw
of the tent.
Favor her?
Yeah. She
But-
like drops the spear, grabs her satchel, and as you do,
Can I
we should
try-
leave.
Defend yourself!
Yeah, we've
Go.
got to go. And she basically grabs her satchel and starts pulling out like a wand. You can see.
So I'm back.
You
out,
basically jump outside.
Is there anyone on
Where,
the
so I can go 30 feet out of the tent, right? Or
It was
20.
about 5-10 feet in the tent, so you've got like 20 feet of movement left.
Huh.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see a clearing and go. Whoa!
As you step outside, one thing which I didn't put on the sheet before was
Oh, the huge iron giant right there.
there is Favor's still inside, but you see outside is the heavily armored woman with the longsword. And as she kind of steps outside just in front of you, she basically brings up a whistle and blows this loud whistle, which kind of echoes through the jungle. She turns around, sees you, looks down, and then is like, oh, okay. Sees you holding the staff, and it's just like, and shakes her head, but she doesn't get to react because she's already blown the whistle. The rest of you, Favor would dash outside as well, almost bumping into the armored woman, followed closely by Flisk, who follows out afterwards. He's kind of like, kind of stumbling like a man who's just been kicked in the genitals would. But as
Is there
he
a
kind
Favor
of
mini that we can?
yeah, Favor's
reference?
the
Is that
blue.
that's
yeah,
Favor?
Yeah,
Okay.
blue.
Cool.
She would probably actually get a few feet as well, like you did. As Flisk gets outside, he's just like, you bloody idiots! You're gonna need my help if you go into the city. And then he pulls out his dagger. He eyes up. You've got the staff, haven't you?
No.
What's your AC?
15.
15. You feel this dagger kind of thud into your jerking. It's going to be a little bit of damage. You're not going to get sneeze, not going to get sneak attack. It's only 6 points of damage. But I need you to make a strength saving throw.
This one died.
He was like knocked over.
He got knocked down.
20.
But he got up again.
20. You feel the dagger, and you've seen this before. The Flisk's dagger can yank people back with it, and you kind of sense it. You quickly dislodge the dagger as it whips back into his hand, and you stumble a little bit. He's just like, stop running!
I'm just gonna go, fuck you, Flisk! And keep going.
Okay. At this point, actually no, what do you want to do?
Good. I would like to fly.
Okay.
So I've got 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
Can I go 30 feet forward, 30 feet up?
Yeah, well, you can do 60 feet diagonally.
Perfect.
The canopy is only about, it's about 50, 60 feet, so you're right near the top of the tree line.
Can I be like here?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a thunderstone.
So you're here. 15, 20, 25, 30.
It's 10-foot radius.
45, 50, 55, 60. Yeah, so you could easily throw
So
it
it's
there.
just...
Okay, so what's the thunderstone? What do I have to do?
Basically...
I believe it's saving throws.
Shard shatters on impact with a blast of concussive energy. Each creature within 10 feet of the point of impact must succeed a Constitution saving throw, or be pushed, not prone, and pushed 10 feet away from
What's
that
the DC?
point. So my DC is 14.
14. The shard explodes and it kind of sends out this, and it echoes. It's like a thunder. You know, it's like a peal of thunder as it knocks down. The woman kind of staggers but isn't knocked down. Flisk actually manages to just kind of duck and roll, and the blow doesn't seem to affect either of them. Neither of them get knocked down, unfortunately.
Does it do damage?
Side. No, it just knocks people prone.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of are like holding up their ears. The cacophony echoes and ripples out over the jungle, and you can now start to see that there are actually a lot more soldiers coming in, probably from smaller camps or out scouting parties, that sort of thing, and they're kind of closing in around the outskirts. But they're not running for you guys. You actually see that they are screaming and running, and they're running as a mist is kind of following in behind them. This kind of thick fog-like cloud is kind of coming in and surrounding the whole camp. As one of the men runs in, you hear a and then he falls over, and you can see in his back about 6 colourful dart feathers, all in his back, and then you begin to hear like you see emerging out of the mist behind these scouts, catching several of them, like swords coming up through their guts, coming out through their chests. People, reptilians, like snake heads, but people bodies, all clad in like tribal wrappings and leather kilts and furs and animal hides, all emerging like stone blades and knives kind of piercing up through their chests. And the whole camp goes quiet. This kind of, nobody pays attention to Martok and you guys for a moment, because there is a loud as a tree is kind of pushed and ripped to the side. You see one of the largest lizards you've ever seen, standing maybe 20, maybe 30 feet tall.
Oh my god.
Its flesh actually decaying and falling off, exposing ribs and skeletal parts of its bony arms, these tiny little hands at the top of its body, but an enormous set of jaws, as a zombie Tyrannosaurus Rex,
Holy shit.
being ridden by a snake man, emerges. Emerges from this kind of shroud of mists. Everybody kind of looks around for a moment, and the snake man on top just kind of bellows out, I am Rosny, chosen of the Lich Lord. Give me that staff. And we're gonna properly roll initiative this time.
Holy shit.
Why do I have to be running words?
Confusingly. With the fucking staff.
I got a natural 20.
That's great.
Plus 1's 21.
Okay, so Alec, what'd you get?
8.
Thea.
16.
Kayla.
21.
Cromsby.
8.
And then I will...
Rumsbury.
Do I need to roll for Martok?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I guess he doesn't get initiative.
Yeah, he does get his own initiative.
Does he?
Yeah.
Rusty does as
sorry,
well.
advantage.
Is Rusty?
Fuck yeah, Rusty does as well. Christ! So many things. We've got so many NPCs to deal with as well. So,
3.
Rasni is going at 13. The undead T-Rex is at 15. Favor is a whopping 4.
Martok's at 3.
Flisk is at 17. Martok is 3. Rusty is
4.
This is a lot of people.
Is a lot of people. At this point, all of the Flaming Fist mercenaries are basically engaged by snake men. Like these Malisons kind of loom out of the mists. The archers start firing at these kind of and it's you can see that there is a vast number of these kind of snake men, undead. You can see zombies and undead kind of gorillas coming out of the fucking mists as well. So all of the Flaming Fist mercs we can actually pretty much remove.
Do they look undead?
Who?
These snake people.
The snakes don't know, but they have clearly got undead with them at this point. And they are basically... The undead seem to just be following and attacking whatever it is. The snake men are actually targeting things. You can see they have blowpipes and short bows, these stone blades. Some of them have snakes for arms. Some of them have snake body legs. And they just kind of come and emerging out. The large snake man on top of the T-Rex just points, "Deal with them. I will deal with the enemies of the master." And yeah, this enormous T-Rex and evil man stare down upon you.
Question.
Yes,
Where's the entrance to the city to the city?
behind the T-Rex man.
Cool.
Yep, of course. Where else would it be? Where do you think he's come from?
Question.
It's your go
What did he say
first.
about the Lich? Said he was there for...
He basically said, yeah, like...
He's doing it for Lich Bro.
Yeah. He's
doing it
a
for
servant
Lich Bro.
of the
Yeah.
Great Lich.
Look at him,
Kayla,
he's riding a dead dinosaur.
you get the sense that you might be associated with this undead Lich guy.
The Lich guy wanted us to go there.
He did until you started getting trickster spirits. You started cheating in his games, so he called it.
What a butt.
Kayla.
The chains on Martok's tail.
Yes.
Do
Iron bands wrapped around with heavy weights on them. So it's not actually chains.
they have locks?
There's one lock holding them all together.
Does it look like I could pull them off?
You can try.
Does it look like I could pull them off given that I just pulled the thing off the tree? No.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. If you manage to split an iron chain in half, if you can get enough strength going, it's difficult to say. What would you like to do?
Well, he's over there, isn't he? Can I do 2 things?
What would you like to do?
Can I shout at Flisk and try and pull the chains off the bars
You
off?
can shout as a free action. Like, you don't need to ask me to shout and talk.
Flisk! Give me the key to this chain! To these bands, even.
He looks over, he looks up at the T-Rex. You know what? I'm gonna throw in my lot with you guys, and then he basically throws you a key.
Sweet.
Sweet. Can I?
You can make a dexterity check to catch it.
1. You still raging?
Yeah.
It's not.
Raging doesn't affect it.
Yeah.
No.
In the mud. You're like,
Is it near me though?
it's near enough, yeah.
Can I?
It would just basically, you'll have to step
Can I
down,
move
pick
to
it
get
up.
it?
Yeah. You basically have to move,
get
pick it
it?
up, unlock the chains.
Can I do all that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ka-tunk, 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 ka-tunk. Took damage last time.
Yep.
If you don't take damage by the end of your next turn, then it goes away. So that's just to keep
For
in mind.
next turn.
So yeah, you basically unchain it, the heavy tail, Martok starts swinging it around, smashing crates and tables and things like that, as he's happy just to be able to, he basically smashes that stuff. He kind of-
table.
He just makes some noises, and you can see that there's a genuine sort of like, he kind of is very happy. You kind of get the sense that he is, you're his friend and you've helped him.
Has he seen the zombie?
He's just like, he sees it as a predator and he's kind of getting defensive and angry, and that's why he's glad he's got his tail now, as he smashes that around. Flisk's go. Flisk will hop around here and then use his cunning action to try and hide.
Chicken!
Coward.
And then he will fire a hand crossbow up at the rider. He has advantage as he is hidden. That is going to hit. He had advantage, so he gets sneak attack. For a whopping 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage. You watch as this from the edge of the tent, and you can see Flisk just kind of holding it up. This arrow thuds into the giant snake man on top. He's just like, Do you think your pitiful weapons mean anything to me? He stares down, and Flisk is like, I was kind of hoping so. Yes. All right, shut up, Shigambi. I'm working on it. As he kind of like hits his head.
That's the curl, isn't it? Let me just check my nose. Yeah, it's.
A giant T-Rex stomps towards Fia. It doesn't seem to make a noise. It kind of just. The first thing it does is you hear it, and it vomits out a zombie.
Oh my god.
The zombie man, just like, it probably looks like an old adventurer, just falls out of its mouth.
Is this in the book?
This is in the book.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It just vomits up a zombie, and then it's going to try and bite Fia. What's your AC, Fia?
15.
That's an extra 20.
Fuck, my
Fuck, that's really bad.
Bye!
It's 25 points of damage.
Right, so
And
this
you
is
are
gonna
currently
go
being
well.
grappled as it bites into you with its jaws and lifts you off the ground with you in its mouth.
So I am already way, way down.
Fucking god. Swear to god.
That is the T-Rex's go because it has no other targets. Fia, it's your go.
Great. Can I?
You can escape the grapple. You can use your move action to try and escape the grapple. You can attack it. Although while you are grappled, no, yeah, you're fine.
So the zombie's grappling me, not the.
No, the T-Rex. The T-Rex
T-Rex
bit you. Like, imagine it kind of went, and then picked you up, and you're in its
Right.
mouth as it's like biting through your armor. It's only your armor is barely stopping the rotten undead teeth from piercing into your chest.
Oh boy.
Guess I'm gonna stab it and then try and. I probably.
It is not very hard to hit. I will tell you that now.
It's a big old zombie.
15.
15 hits.
Whole 3.4 points of damage.
4 points.
And I'm
Okay.
gonna try and get away from
Yep. So you can use acrobatics or athletics.
15.
Actually, no, that's just enough. You manage to basically wriggle out of the teeth. You flop down onto the ground. You don't take any fall damage. And yeah, you basically manage to wriggle through this gigantic teeth and land on the ground. So that's move and action.
Can I use my bonus action to disengage
I think that's quite wise.
and run the fuck
Where would
away?
you move yourself to wherever you'd like to go?
I'm gonna hide behind Martok
Okay.
because he's big.
You hide behind Martok. The undead snake man on top looks down at the woman in armor. Do you think your pitiful little gods have any power here, Paladin? I am the true power of Shout. And he launches down, and you see a black necrotic ray fly out. This is gonna kill him. It basically turns her inner organs to mush, blight, just melts her, and she just collapses into goo. That's his 5th level
I
spell
want to
slot.
go home.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Well, on your turn, you can go home.
I mean,
is
like, as in me, Kim, the player, just.
Crumsby. You and Alec may choose who goes.
Well, I'm flying in the air right here.
Yeah.
Right?
You are basically
You
flying
can
up in
probably
the
do one
air.
like
Yeah.
So I'm gonna whip into my satchel. It's an orange glowing flaming
Yeah.
vial
Fire.
with alchemical fire.
I'm gonna throw it down. You will hit both of them.
And the zombie.
So it's a dex saving,
It's only a 5-foot range, isn't it?
5-foot radius from
So you can either hit
impact.
the T-Rex zombie
I'll
and the
get the
zombie,
two.
or the rider and the zombie,
Yeah.
because he's like 20 feet up in the air. So,
So it's a dex saving throw.
oh, good. T-Rex, undead T-Rexes are really good at these.
Yeah.
No. But however, Rasni also fails
3d6.
of fire damage.
11 points
points.
of alchemical fire.
The fire the T-Rex doesn't even react, it just kind of like shuffles a bit as parts of its undead flesh are burning, but you can see the man is just like, just kind of grumbles.
I'm going to
I shall shoot you from the sky. Oh, you're going to fly down.
fly down behind next to
Hide
Flisk.
behind a tent.
Next to Flisk. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Cromsby.
Can I run
Away.
No, towards the
Okay, where are you going?
well,
10,
towards the
20.
battle.
25, you can get to there.
I can't really do anything yet though. So I need to be within 60 feet. I'm better, aren't I?
5, 10,
45 feet.
45, I can do it.
30,
Uh,
40, 45, yeah.
Can I cast polymorph on the T-Rex?
Oh yes,
Again?
please.
What's the saving throw on the polymorph?
It is.
It's wisdom, right?
It's
yes.
your modifier.
Okay, and your DC is? I don't think it's
40.
going to matter. Natural 1. What's your polymorph?
Triple damage for natural
Into a
one.
mongoose, the natural enemy of the snake.
He is a snake man, but I see where you're going with this. Okay, so for the
But
time
what is the
being,
natural
You've had
enemy of
that
man?
mongoose thing prepared for this whole time. You've been like, mongoose.
he's going to fall as well, so I have to make a quick check for him. Natural 20. He actually lands pretty much on his feet, does like a little backflip. And just he does the superhero landing,
3-point landing.
and then he looks up and he looks over. And that was my pet. And then he pulls a giant greatsword, stone, obsidian,
Oh bollocks.
and it lights on fire. You shall pay for that, dwarf. The mongoose is still, because if it does take enough damage, it will turn back. So that's worthwhile knowing.
Run away.
So that's Cromsby's go. Rusty.
Rusty, I'm gonna shout bark orders as I'm landing. Like, charge! Charge him!
Okay.
Just gonna.
Yep, you can get to about there.
Favor does manage to jump out of the way. She's like, ah!
He's gonna go straight in with a headbutt.
Okay, so give me the attacks.
Does that lower
15.
his-
You can't make it much dumber than it already was.
No, the polymorph on the dinosaur. Does that make him squishier? Like, can we kill him?
No.
But no, because
If he takes damage, he
She'll
reverts
turn back
back
into
into a
a
Yeah,
dinosaur.
like the beholder.
Like, and wild shape and things like that. Basically, as soon as you reduce its new form to 0 HP, it reverts
It
straight back
reverts.
to its old form. And I believe that's a concentration spell, polymorph as well.
yes, up to now.
Another good thing to know.
15.
15 to hit on Rasni is just enough. He brings the greatsword up to block, but it does not hit.
12 points of headbutt damage.
12 points.
Good old Rusty, and he's got multi-attack.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
He's going to punch.
Keep making your things.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. He just blocks it with the spit. With
But he's
the,
basically trying to, commanding him to kind of steer him around.
you commanded him to charge,
Yeah, yeah.
but I'm guessing
Next.
yeah, you will try and say keep engaged.
Trying to turn him around, basically.
Favor goes. She pulls out her book of spells and quickly, flicks through it, and she's like, "Yes, what's going to be better here? She looks around. The big robot's fighting him, but he looks really scary. Fear. And I don't know if this is touch or not. Quickly check the spell. Check the spell. Range 30 feet. She points at Fear. She's like, quick! And you are hasted. And Martok.
Double movement.
Double attack.
You can double your movement and
Double
you
your
get an extra attack. Yeah, it makes Fear very, very fast.
How damaged does he look?
Hard to tell. He's taken a few blows, but he doesn't seem to be affected. He wears this very ornate-looking metal breastplate engraved with snakes. He
is
has
it with you
a
and
giant
snakes?
flaming.
Yeah, I
It's
think
in the module.
it
It's
was
not
just-
me.
it was just bad
It
timing
was
in terms
very
of the other
funny
campaign.
timing.
Yeah, it was.
Oops.
I don't want Martok to die.
He's not the squishy.
This is why I was actually
We're more
debating giving
squishy than
somebody else Martok stats, because I don't think you're going to play Martok as Martok would be. I think I should give it a try. No, I don't think he would intentionally kill him. I think he would play Martok.
Martok is not as squishy as... He's not as squishy as I am.
He's also a big, dumb animal.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be like, that dude's hurting my friends. And like, go. But Rusty's blocking.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, he'd have to like clamber up and around or something like that. Or he could go for the zombie that's like...
Clambery man, yeah, he's gonna go for the zombies.
Okay, so he moves up.
Do I go with... No,
You're on his
I jumped
back?
off him.
Oh, did you?
Well, I had to get the key.
Oh, that's true, yeah. So you're
Yeah,
currently
so
off him.
shove me
So
back.
put him back there. So you can make an attack roll with Martok against the zombie.
Wombo Zombo. It got spat out by an undead T-Rex.
Oh, I had to check to see if it can keep doing that.
Bad life.
Nope, it can keep doing it.
It's Mongoose polymorph.
Yeah, but it can't do it when it's a mongoose, no, but I'm just saying if it comes back as a T-Rex.
Unless it's
So
just a
on a roll of a 1, it can't do that ability, but every turn it can, as a bonus action, it can go zombie,
Create zombies.
barf up a zombie.
18 plus 7.
Zombie's dead. You turn it to paste as you just hit it with the tail. Martok just hits it with his tail hammer and splats
flesh
against
paste.
the wall,
Nice.
turning it into a big sticky mess. Kayla, your go.
Hot mess. Flip the table again.
I did,
Other way around.
actually, do you know what? I'm thinking about what Matt said, that the mongoose is the natural enemy of the snake. And when you polymorph something, it gets the intelligence of the creature. I think that it would mean it would have the natural habits of that creature as well. So it probably would try and kill snakes.
I mean, it's got a snake on his breastplate.
Yeah, or like just go find a random jungle snake, like there's fucking loads in the jungle. Like the mongoose probably wouldn't like the big stompy ankylosaur or the big metal robot. So,
Plus the snake men are much bigger than it. It would probably try and find a little snake.
yeah.
If he wants to run away to the
So anyway,
jungle,
what are you doing,
that's
Kayla?
fine. Can I do two things?
Mm-hmm.
One is like beat the crap out of Mr.
Move
Boy
yourself.
Wonder over there.
This, you know
But
how
I
the game
wanna know
plays.
how the other thing. Can I also speak with Mongoose?
No, it's 10 minutes for you to cast that spell. Because you're not casting it as a normal spell, you're doing it as a barbarian. It takes 10 minutes
Hop
as a
this
ritual.
wall.
I just wanted to check in.
It's like a half wall.
Okay.
5 feet.
Did I get advantage on the rolls? Because
No. No,
I
you
swear
do
to
not.
God.
no, I'm sure.
You
You don't! You get
get
advantage on
strength.
strength checks. An attack is not a check. We've gone over this several times.
I
When
know
you
that,
use
and I've never played a
When you
barbarian.
use reckless attack, you can have advantage, but any opponent has advantage when they try to hit you.
She's still checking.
No, it's
If someone wants to send another one of
I
those
get my point
framed
bonus.
things.
Please do. I'm using them.
You get the bonus to your damage,
to
yes.
turn into Terrariums.
You deserve that. You deserve that natural 2.
Natural 2. 8.
Yep.
Ching, just parries it with his greatsword.
Still raging though.
I'm still raging.
Because she's attacked, so.
I'm being kind. Technically, she didn't take any damage last time.
Ooh.
Actually, that's a good point. You didn't take any damage last time. So I don't know if you would even have your rage. You can rage again.
I'll just rage again.
Yeah, just bonus action rage.
Rage again.
You got 3, right?
Yeah, 3 per day. You have another attack.
I was going to reckless attack. That's right. 12 plus 6.
Are you in reckless attack?
No, I should have done it on my first go.
Okay. 12 plus 6, that is enough, yep. Strikes true. On that, actually, what do you get total? 12 plus 6?
18.
18. He holds his hand up, there is a brief muttering of an incantation, and a shield spell will encircle him.
Shields, man. Shields.
Which means it causes you to miss. It hits the magical shield barrier. It's actually the right time to do it because it's at the beginning of the turn, so it'll get against everybody else.
Great.
And in fact, it is the T-Rex's go, who slithers off as a mongoose. Kind of hard to tell where he is.
Mongoose don't slither.
Oh, he's like, no, I keep thinking, yeah, he's like, I
like a
keep thinking of
little-
mongoose. It's like a little man. He kind of like
platypus thing.
looks around,
but not.
scampers off. Not sure where he goes. Fear.
Me.
Oh no, sorry, Flisk's go actually. Flisk, hello.
He's going to fell a tree.
He's like, ha! Now there's no big giant T-Rex. 15, 20, 25, 30, dash. He gets on the other side to Kalar, comes running in. You see him pull a weapon you've not seen before. He drops his hand crossbow. He pulls out a curved scimitar, which crackles with lightning, and he is going to attack Rasni.
I want all of Flisk's weapons. God damn.
First one misses. Second one is a hit. No, it's not, because he's got shield spell up. You hear Flisk like, oh, god damn it, like slashing away, trying to get a blade. And then he makes a third attack with his dagger, which actually is going to hit for normal. And he's also going to try and disarm him as well, spending one of his superiority die. So this is 6, 7, 8, 11, 15. He's a fighter rogue, actually. Ooh. And then Rasni makes a strength saving throw, which he passes. He doesn't. You watch as Flisk kind of rams the riptide dagger into his arm and pull it back, trying to yank the blade. But Rasni just kind of looks at it and like shrugs him off. But does cause quite a serious-looking blow as Flisk jumps around to the other side. Now it is your go, Thea.
Okay, so I can take a. No, actually, I won't. I'm going to. So I've got double movement because of haste and double attack. So that's without.
We still have some.
No. I'm chuckling at the fact that you've got fucking haste and it's amazing on rogues.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2.
You can easily skirt around him, I love how it's like barbarian and now 2 rogues and a big robot just like
And a dinosaur.
Dinosaur's not quite on this guy though yet.
So I'll get 2 attacks on him because of haste.
Yeah, for sure.
12, 13? No?
13.
13.
13's not going to hit, unfortunately. Second attack.
I'll take, as a bonus action, a regular healing potion.
You can use an item, that's true. Yeah, so that's a regular one, yeah? Let me roll that for you. That's going to be 6 hit points. That wasn't very helpful, was it? I'm afraid. So, that was Fia's go. The T-Rex is doing nothing. Rasni looks around and sneers. He's like, I will have to deal with the dwarf later. And actually, no, he doesn't have to deal with the dwarf later.
Who's saying this?
Rasni, giant snake man.
Giant
With
snake
the dwarf later.
Well,
Yes,
Matt,
yes.
The
polymorphs
the
his
T-Rex
thing.
into a thing. I wouldn't be angry if you did that to Martok.
I turned him into a mongoose.
Yeah, because I'd be like, oh,
Ooh. That'd be
pocket size.
Ooh, using
That's gonna be furry
module
as well.
monsters. They've got so many things they can do.
Just saying as a friend, you know, like, I would respect that.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't kill you because
Plus
of
this
that.
bomber is a bonus action on each.
Unlike this
shot.
dude. Unless, yeah.
So
is so
he would
small.
take 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunity attacks. He can do that. Okay, so he mutters a brief word and he seems to speed up temporarily. You, Fia, Flisk, Kalar, and Rusty are all going to get an opportunity attack as he whoosh.
What about Martok?
He's going to avoid that. He kind of does like this.
Dang. 2.
Oh, we can't roll.
Oh, bugger.
Sorry, what'd you get? Nothing? Kalar, nothing? Rusty? Rusty gets one.
13.
13's not enough. Flisk does get one, but he can't sneak attack again, unfortunately. He does 5 points of damage.
Wow. None of us hit.
Crazy. So yeah, Flisk just kind of gets a light quip in as he runs past. This enormous snake man looms over Cromsby. You turned my pet into some sort of pathetic creature. I wonder what sort of pathetic creature you can become. And he's going to try and wrap you up in his giant snake legs, which appear from...
Can I use cutting words against this?
yeah, so you can lower... So do you want to lower his attack roll against you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you roll your Bardic Inspiration die, which I believe is a D8, and then you get to add this to whatever he rolls.
That's a D10.
That's
Matt.
D10, yeah. It's like, what am I doing?
So this is going to be a...
5.
5. So you take off 5.
Yes.
So that basically only gives him a +1. What's your AC? It's really
19.
high because you've got the thingy now.
Yeah.
So you actually, what do you say to him as he
Yeah.
tries to like wrap you up?
Slither off to your mother's fetid vagina, you snake bastard!
It kind of like, it makes him falter just long enough for Obolaka to just be like, right, dodge left now! And then you kind of roll to the side as he goes to wrap you and then you're suddenly on the other side of him. He kind of looks at you and then just starts swinging with the great sword because he has 3 attacks. So, but the first one, it does look like he was trying to wrap you up in it, but the next ones, he's going to try and think. 14, he fails to hit you with the second one, like he just swings this blow. The voice in your head, no longer paying attention to it, is just like watching his movements and then just telling you basically, right, duck now, roll to the left. You've basically got what's Tony Stark's suit kind of thing in your head. Sending you
Jarvis.
no, he swings wildly, slashing at you, but you're just rolling around to the side. He's just muttering and cursing your name. You are making a fool of him.
A fat dwarf, natural enemy of Snake.
Clearly. Cromsby and Alec, what would you like to do?
I'll let you go first, considering you're engaged with him right now.
Can I cast heat metal on his armor?
You can. Yeah, he's got a breastplate. Yep, so you cast heat metal, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's check the old boop 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 boo. Okay, so any creature and physical object takes 2d8 fire damage, so you can roll that now. Until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause this damage again. However,
Oh, you
it's a
fucking.
concentration spell.
Oh no! Shit!
The mongoose erupts into a T-Rex. Roll the fire damage on heat metal.
Wouldn't he just be like looking the other way and just like,
That was a 12.
Sure. The facing's unimportant at this point. 12 points of damage, right?
Yes.
You hear him like, just screaming as you're like, watching the glowing metal, and then you just see the T-Rex go from behind the others. Whoops. Oh, Matt, I love you. You're the best. Would you like to move anywhere? You've currently got the spell active, but he is right in front of you. But you could risk an opportunity attack to try and run away.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and run away.
Okay, where do you want to run? Like this way, like run over here.
Yeah,
or something?
over there.
So you kind of go like, we can get to about there.
He tries to swing with his great sword. No, he can't fucking hit you because of this fucking spirit in your head. He's just swinging. He's like, nah! Like just swinging madly. Alec.
Okay. I'm going to go. And then acid vial.
Okay.
Dex saving throw.
22. You're gonna need that.
Yeah.
The acid vial kind of spins through the air. He slithers like the Vipers in XCOM, and it kind of sails over his head,
Like the Vipers
smashing
in
onto this.
XCOM.
Huh?
Like the Vipers in XCOM.
Yep. I've been playing a lot of XCOM. Rusty.
Rusty is going to get commanded to move up to the dragon.
You mean the T-Rex?
T-Rex.
The zombie T-Rex.
Dragon Rex.
I've used a Dracolix because it's a zombie T-Rex. Please don't push it back.
Headbutt and punch.
Okay.
Natural one.
The natural one is the only one that missed. Like, this thing has an AC of 11, but the natural one's
20.
still going to miss. The second one does hit, however, as he collides a massive fist.
2 ones. 7.
7
We're
points.
cursed.
You guys don't have a lot of
Curse
luck.
has passed
He kind of
on.
like punches into the chest of the zombie T-Rex and just leaves like an indent of a fist into like the soft flesh. Flesh. Favor is like, is the giant metal man on our side?
Yes.
Yes.
Should I kill the big snake man or the big zombie dinosaur? Which one?
Snake man.
All right. And she turns around. She's just like, okay, you can do this, Favor. It's a new spell, but you can do it. And she conjures like a ball of acid and throws it towards the snake man.
Show off.
Who fails his dex saving throw. Can somebody roll 10d6 for me?
Can we all do it as a joint
Yeah, I've
effort?
got 3.
I got 3.
Save me
got
rolling
2.
the damage. So we got 5 over there.
So
4,
5,
5.
6, 7,
Oh,
8.
look.
Wait.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Here.
So if you take 1 out,
That's very
All right,
sweet.
yeah.
That's boyfriend girlfriend of like, you can
I
have a
felt
D6
bad
too.
because he was the first one to get them. One. Fuck's sake.
8, 9.
16.
So what's the total?
17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
29.
Teamwork.
It's crazy that it kills him.
Yeah.
It really doesn't though. You watch as this acid kind of bursts across his flesh. You see it begin to pit and scald and just eat away at his flesh, revealing bone. The glowing armor, just like he's in agony as he's screaming around, but still somehow standing. That Favor was the last one to go. Kaylar. No, Martok actually is the last one to go.
Martok!
Is he looking? Is this guy looking?
Yeah, he looks pretty bad. Like he's literally, his flesh is being eaten by the acid. His armor is pitted. He's on his metal. His armor is glowing red hot and burning his flesh. He's got multiple kind of like cuts and stab wounds.
Come on, Martok. Martok.
Okay. Martok's gonna
Charge towards him.
charge for him. 11.
Nope. Martok swings the big heavy tail, but the snake man, even though he's in pain, he kind of dodges to the side.
You know what? Martok's gonna die now.
Kaylar.
Attack 2?
He doesn't have 2 attacks. Martok.
It says here he is.
No, it doesn't, because I wrote those stats.
He's too slow.
He's pretty slow. It's big lumbering dinosaur.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40 will bring me to about there. Can I attack him?
Where? Here?
Like just on the stairs.
There?
or something,
Yeah, if it gets you to there, then you can attack him.
Okay, so seeing Martok lumbering off on his own, failing, Kayla's just going to be like, no, Martok! And run over. And she's going to relentless attack.
Okay, great.
So I do get advantage.
You do get advantage, but any attacks against you
Get an advantage
also
on
have
me.
advantage.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
He's still going to use shield, but you still hit him.
Damn.
So he throws up the
Just.
magical shield, but it just hits.
Oh, I'm doing a trot now.
You do a trot every week.
What's the trot?
6,
I don't know.
8.
I just agreed with it.
It's just doing that. Oh!
8 points.
Oh, I know it. Yeah.
First blow
Get it.
thuds into him. Technically, he would half that. So how much was it? 8? 4. Okay, it kind of thuds into him, but you can see that there's something which is kind of half resisting the damage, and it's just kind of shrugs it off. Second attack. That dice did not want to stop.
No.
12.
Ching! Takes the magic shield.
Some rolls.
I know, these rolls are tragic.
Flisk looks around. You can get there. Ha, 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 ha! Comes running from behind, throwing out with a scimitar. Natural 1. Second attack.
Oh my god.
Second attack is going to hit even with the shield. So this is going to be 3d6.
Flisk was on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah. Why would he score anything else?
I think this table is cursed.
I think it is. He swipes up with the scimitar, catching just underneath the magical shield, causing a deep gash along the snake man's side, causing him to hiss, but it doesn't quite finish him off, and then as he tries to stab up with a dagger, it has no effect. Fia,
I'm gonna try stab a dinosaur.
so you kind of sneak up. Rusty's there, counts as
I
an
get
ally.
an ally, so I get 2 attacks because I'm still
You sure do.
hasted. So
Yeah.
He's got an AC of 11. If you, yeah, it's not hard. Just don't roll natural ones or like anything lower than a 4.
It's gonna happen.
Don't say it by its name.
I'm gonna take different dice actually.
If I give you a Haichu, will you be nice?
I'm not. It's nothing to do with nice.
Shall I give you a Haichu anyway?
Yes.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Chew me.
16 damage on the first. And
Yeah.
I'll hit that one as well because it's And
You only get sneak attack once
know.
per round.
I know.
That's more for
Oh,
my
wait.
benefit.
Also,
and
so
people
what did I
yelling at me.
say? 17. So
You said 16.
16? 17, 18. 19, actually. I didn't
Okay.
add my bonus as well.
Oh.
So, and then the second one is
Oh.
10 on the second one.
10 points on the second
And
one.
then I'm going to bonus action disengage, and I'm gonna run actually over to Cromsby because I've got enough movement when I'm hasted to get there.
You go 60 feet, right?
So yeah.
Yeah, so I'll manage because I barely moved to get to him.
with
Can I give Cromsby the staff?
Why are you giving me this?
Keep it safe. Keep it safe.
All right.
Solid gold. Feels good to touch gold.
Nice
busy.
long shaft.
Solid plastic.
Zombie T-Rex. What is Rusty's
me that
armor
back.
class?
It is 12.
First things first, he baths up a zombie. 12 to hit Singy, which he does. Oh no, it's on his turn. Rusty has to make a thing. So Rusty is going to take quite a lot of damage, I'm afraid.
No. Oh shit.
34 points of damage, and Rusty is actually picked up in its teeth.
Rusty's down. Rusty's gone.
Chomp, chomp.
Does he blow up?
swallow.
Please tell
Does
me
he
he blows
actually
up.
just die?
Chomp, chomp, swallow.
Oh, Rusty.
Why does everything die? Everything.
Tell me he blows up. Come on.
He doesn't have a detonation.
Why would you not put that in a robot? That would be the first
Okay,
thing I
so I
put
was
in a
next to him
robot.
when he was being eaten by a zombie T-Rex.
T-Rex stomps up and then hits
God.
Favor with its tail. 17, that's going to hit Favor. 6. 14.
Can you make new constructs?
21.
Yeah.
Favor.
Takes a while though.
Favor is knocked flying by this creature's tail, knocking her prone as this thing just BAM! Slaps her out of nowhere. Who's next? It's Rasni, who, being surrounded by enemies and in a very, very poor condition, what would he do?
Die?
You've got advantage. You attacked him recklessly, didn't you? Okay. He utters a brief incantation that seems to replenish some amount of vigor to him. So it's going to be 2. Yeah, he is a dickhead. This is 100% right. So he heals back down to 90. And then he's going to attack Kayla relentlessly. Constrict. I'm guessing a 12 doesn't hit you. Okay. The 12, he tries to wrap you up in his snake body, but it doesn't work, so he tries to hit you with his flaming great sword. 24 hits you. Gotta get all my dice. So many dice. Oh, I've got picked up one too
Man,
many.
I wish I had Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, but you've got
19 points of damage.
19.
19, not halved.
Why?
Magical weapon.
I'm resistant to all damage but psychic though.
Oh, you've got Bear Totem, haven't you? So yes, it is half then. It's okay. Oh, 8
Don't
points.
swear with the game. That's just
8
asking
points.
for death.
Next attack, or final attack, hits again. This is going to be... Oh, you shouldn't have sworn at me because then my dice just respond in kind. That's actually 10. Next one's 22, so you take 11.
19 total. No. Was it half? 8 was half.
I leave that to your tracking.
11 was the second one, and
11.
that was half.
That was already
That was
halved, yeah. And then it is Cromsby and Ellic. Cromsby, you can do your heat metal as a bonus action.
Okay.
So you just roll the damage because he can't take his breastplate off.
So 2d8.
2d8s.
Heat metal.
Heat metal, it's so really good.
4.
It's so
4
really
points.
good.
Yeah.
Singes away, burns away, but you still have your movement and normal action. What was it
Can I cast Vicious Mockery?
to? You sure can. Wisdom saving throw, I believe.
What does that do?
It's like a D4
psychological.
psychic damage. or like a 2d4 psychic damage or something at this level.
It hurts them internally.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you literally hurt their feelings to the point where you can kill them. It's such a
I've
ridiculously
seen it
spell.
done. It's brilliant when it works.
Scanlan's used it to
When
kill stuff
Scanlan's
before.
killed something massive with
Yeah.
vicious mockery, it's
I'm
hilarious.
almost certain he has passed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got like a 19 total on whatever saving throw it is.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, he passes. So you kind of like shout. What do you shout at him? You slither.
Die, you scaly wank shaft.
He just is just like, your words don't mean anything to me, but you know that they do because last time you fucked him up.
I can see you crying over there.
Do snakes cry?
Alec,
I'm gonna be like, Rusty, no, my life's work. I'm gonna throw an acid at his fucking face.
okay, sure. The T-Rex.
Yeah.
Nice, go for it.
Yeah, so you have
Oh,
to-
dex saving throw.
Dex saving.
-3. That's a 7. He fails.
Cool. So that's
This is a zombie
Could've got a
T-Rex. It's
natural
like.
20, you never know.
Yeah, that's why I roll.
D6.
5.
4.
4.
9 points of acid.
Just melts undead flesh,
Give it back.
revealing skeleton. No, it doesn't. Rusty would be next. Is he actually? He's down, right?
If I can recover his body, I can do things.
He still makes death saving throws, though, right? Actually, I don't think he does. He's okay, so he's down. Favor will scramble up, staring up at this thing. She looks quite injured.
Kill that thing. Kill it.
I can't.
Kill it again.
She's like really badly injured. So she is actually nope. She's gonna misty step away. Poof. She misty steps next back over next to Fia. She's like clutching her side. She looks up and she's like, "I'm so sorry, Birdman. I can't." Martok. It's gonna hit.
17
It's
plus
gonna hit.
7.
Yeah, with +7, like 24 beats the shield.
It
I think
is
this could kill him because this is like 4d something.
4d6. killing blow.
46, and
No
then he gets
more.
+6 or something, or +5.
plus 6, and you have to make a strength saving
It's
throw.
just 10 at least.
He passes the strength saving throw, but this is probably going to kill him.
5, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
21. I would put him to.
1.
What was your DC save on strength?
It doesn't matter. Martok swings around as the kind of as this snake man turns to look at Cromsby, who's yelling this abuse at him. Martok just swings, and the heavy hammerhead just collides into the side of its brain. Thank you. And yeah, the
time
heavy
you kill something,
hammer
that
tail
has to happen.
smashes into his skull, crushing it.
Kaylar's like, woo! Martok!
Rusty.
Instantly.
I feel really bad for you in this campaign right now.
I don't.
Kayla.
What does that thing look like?
Big
Acid
undead T-Rex.
Do you look like he's hurting a little?
There is chunks of him falling off. That he's bleeding. It does not
to tell.
react.
He's always
It's so hard to tell. Yeah, he's always
just
looks
had
like that.
acid thrown in its face.
He's just had acid thrown in his face.
Yeah, I'm going to. Can I run up to it but try and like be a little bit behind it? So it's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Can I be like here?
Yeah.
Here a little
Don't just pick yourself up. I'm gonna take that thing away from you next time.
bit? No!
Right.
Talk. Relentless attack.
You're gonna recklessly attack.
Reckless attack even.
I love it when barbarians recklessly attack.
Because it means you can recklessly attack back.
It's just it's the exact same roll.
Got double
he has an
tens.
AC of 11, Kim.
So he's, yeah.
He's
I
out.
shouldn't have bothered, should I? And
Maybe don't.
she's elated because Martok just did something cool. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. The bat'leth cuts into its undead flesh. Keep going.
Does
It's the whole round. So if you use it on the first one, you get it for every attack.
Natural 20.
natural 20?
Critical hit. So you are half
I
orc.
get the thing.
In fact, actually, are you a high enough level barbarian to get the extra one as well?
Level 8.
I'm level 8.
Is it level 8?
Oh, but I get
I'll
the
check.
thing though.
Well, you get one.
Savage attack, which is
You get so what damage roll? Do you do a D10 for your thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get 1d10.
When you
We'll
score,
use the proper critical rules because your thing messes with this. So you get another D10 because a normal critical hit. Then you would get another D10 because you're a half orc. And then no, brutal critical is level 9. But it means you roll 3d10s plus your normal damage bonus.
plus 5. Okay, 3d10s plus 5. 1, 2, 3. 9, 8.
Did you drop a dice and then
Yeah.
keep it because it was a 9?
Do you want me to roll again?
Yes, please.
9.
Fine, but don't drop dice and think, oh, I can cheekily have that. Ooh, I just dropped it on a 20. Ooh.
26.
Still rolling.
26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31.
Oh, it's actually 31. You watch as Keyleth just jumps up and just Kayla.
Wrong campaign.
You split its mouth in like 2, but it's just like.
Do I see any feet in there? metal
You see like metal parts, but it's like halfway down its gullet.
Yes, great insertion. Now we can extract him.
So that was Kayla's
It was
go.
actually pretty good that I did a relentless there because one was a 20 and
No.
one was a 11.
No, this thing is fucking nuts.
Oh my god.
Fliss comes up. He's like, all right, we're gonna deal with this, and then we're gonna talk about things.
Bullshit, we're gonna talk Flisk.
He has a hit for Flisk, so this is 3d6, 46 for light. I'll just re-roll a new one. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. It's gonna hit it. He still hits it actually. The lightning damage, that's a 10. And with Riptide, that's another hit. Okay. So Flisk, seeing the wound that you've dealt, Flisk kind of like runs up beside you, jumps up, and manages to get a dagger, and it passes up into the creature's skull. And it looks like a killing blow. It looks like it probably would have penetrated into the brain, but as he pulls through, Flisk is like, ha ha! And then the creature kind of stumbles for a moment, and it keeps on going.
You're losing your
Thea.
touch, Flisk!
That should have killed it. Why isn't it dead?
I'm gonna go to it and we're gonna stab it in the butt.
Okay.
But
It's cocked, but it's like a 10.
Yeah, it's fine.
So it'll hit.
It's fine.
He's.
Sneak attack. I don't think it's going to be able to resist this one.
Youchies.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, 15, 16, 17.
17 plus 5, 22. Con save of a 22. Can you do it?
Did you do it?
No, 21. Zombies have this thing where you roll constitution saves when you get them to 0 rather than seeing if they die. Fia jumps up and you kind of scramble along its back. Seeing what Fliss was trying to do, like destroy the brain kind of thing, you run along its back, plunge the dagger in from the top, and this time you feel it connect into something mushy and soft beneath. The creature kind of stumbles around, you ride it as it smashes to the ground, pop out the dagger, hop off, and just land on the ground.
That's how you do it, Flisk.
I cut that thing to pieces before you got there.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure.
She's so sexy.
Don't talk. No.
Are you another party member that's going with them?
He's
He
bad.
holds
Can
up his
I-
daggers. He's like still armed, and he looks to the rest
Can
of you.
I? Yeah, I'm gonna.
There's still a
Can I
zombie
use
guy.
the rest of my
Falls apart when
movement?
the T-Rex
Can I
dies.
try and use the rest of my movement to get behind Flisk with the dagger?
He's aware of you, so you wouldn't be able to get behind. He would literally
Or can
turn
I-
with you. He's like you're literally holding. You're doing this at each other.
Basically,
you're
but I want
basically
to be
holding
doing
each
that.
other. Like he's got his weapons up to you. You've got his weapons
I'm
up to
gonna do
him.
it. I'd be like, look, there's more of us than there is of you right now.
There is. And
Drop the weapon.
are you thinking I don't have an escape plan? Besides, you can't kill me. You need me alive.
Doubt that.
Ha! Shigambi, tell your other friends, I know that they've got some. The two of you, in your heads, you hear Kubazan Ah, yes, my good friend Shigambi is with this one. Hello, Shigambi. And then you hear this kind of soft voice. Ah, hello, Kuba-san. I'm afraid that this one has been most difficult. How are your vessels treating you? Ah, yes, this mine. I am very appreciative of mine. She is a great warrior. We are much in common. Obulaku is, all three of them are like,
Can I prod it?
He's still aware of what's going on. It's like, he's like
Really
slapping, he's like, Shut, don't do that. But Obulaku is just like, oh, Shigambi, no, another risk taker, we can't have this. Oh dear, well they've picked the worst two that we could have possibly have dealt with. They'll want to chase after some sort of evil, no doubt.
No, I just turned a bloody T-Rex into a mongoose.
That was wise. I very much appreciate the idea of staying away from. You did let that man get far too close to you, however. If it wasn't for my help, we'd be dead.
Oh, you're already dead.
You should appreciate me better. No, I'm not. You bugger off. It's like having an argument. I see that Obalaku still hasn't quite recovered from its thing. And you basically, like, Fliss comes to and he's like, see, they know. I've got one of the trickster spirits too. And this one knows how to get inside the tomb.
If we kill you, it'll go into a different body, though, so...
He's like looking at you, he's like, you don't know that. What if it goes into the body of the dinosaur? Then we're all screwed. Do you want to take that risk? He like nods his head towards Martok.
That would be hilarious.
That would be amazing. I would love to see that.
Yeah, when you're trying to get through a puzzle trapdoor that only Shigambi knows the answer and riddle to, yeah, sure, that'd be hilarious.
Martok, come! He's gonna like trundle off.
I don't like you guys, you don't like me, but for right now, there's a lot of bigger problems, and he kind of gestures towards the snake body. That guy, from what Shigambi tells me, he's the least of our worries. There's a ton of people like him back in Omu.
Why should we keep you alive?
Because I know a secret way into the tomb itself.
Yeah, and last time we went into a tomb, you left us.
He just grins.
And
I technically did provide you some rope to help Six. Where is Six, by the way?
Oh, that's something you don't bring up.
I take it he didn't make it through the jungle.
if you want to stay alive, I'd recommend not talking about that, especially around Kalar.
He like looks at Kalar. Fair enough. I like the guy. He kind of like holds his weapons out. He's like, listen, I know a way into the tomb, and there's a trick to getting past the door. Shigambi knows the answer, and she's with me. What she tells me is this Asasarak, or whatever his name is, he's up to something bigger than just hoarding treasure. Now, I'm not saying we don't get treasure, but there's some sort of death god he's creating, or something like that. It's bad news for all of us if that thing lives. I'm willing for a temporary truce until we defeat that thing and get inside the tomb. And then we kill each other.
I'm up for that.
I'm cutting into this undead T-Rex and pulling out Rusty while this whole...
So you're like getting like a knife and you're like,
I'm using my talons, like...
It takes you a long time, but eventually you kind of like, while they're conversing, you basically see this kind of rusted thing. He's been melted by a bit of stomach acid and things like that, but he's still intact and you can kind of drag him out, but he's non-functional.
Apparently, if he's able to be repaired, I can do so.
Okay.
With like a long rest.
Okay, yeah.
Basically.
So basically, yeah, you can spend like healing and stuff like that. I'd say that you can probably get him back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to make death
He'll
saving
return
throws.
with 1 hit point at the end of a long rest.
Cool. So there you go. So you can basically
can
repair
put
him
him back
and stuff
together.
like that. Yeah, he's got like, you can see that like the acid's melted through some of his joints and things like that. You're going to need to repair him. But
Well, the acid corrosion is actually causing some efficient ergonomics in terms of that. Perfect.
I don't know who the crazy Birdman is, but listen, Favor knows exactly what I'm talking about. We saw a vision of it back when we were getting to Shigambi.
Favor?
Well, technically he's not wrong. I don't really like him very much, as he did kidnap me and force me to take him to one of the shrines in the weeks where you were missing.
The weeks?
Yes, you literally went into the portal and then it shut, and I waited for a day, and then he showed up. He had followed us through the jungle from the port, and then we literally have spent weeks trekking through the jungle. Where have you been?
That means the deal's off.
Oh, bollocks.
Well, it's been about a week.
You said weeks.
Sorry. Default, it's been a week and a day. Technically, that is weeks.
We felt like we were in there for hours.
A day at most. All together with the dragon.
potential.
No, then we did travel via dragon.
Yes, that was that
How
3
long was
days.
that?
3 days.
4, 5. So added a couple of days.
Fair enough.
But yes, what Mr. Flisk, and she kind of like gives him a stern look. What he's saying about some sort of death god is quite true. We saw murals. I deciphered some engravings. It looks the shrine that we found Shigambi in was. It wasn't an imprisonment like some of the others were. She was actually protected there by some of the old loyal servants of Omu. They spoke of an ancient evil, a skeleton that walked like the living. With great magic came. It destroyed most of the city and began building some sort of labyrinth beneath it, all to house something it called an atrophal, which is something I've never come across before.
Would I?
You can make Arcana checks. History won't help you on this one.
The final check of this session.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 17, 18.
Arcana checks?
18.
Maybe? You got 18?
Don't care enough.
13 plus
5.
6.
19? Okay, 18 and 19. You vaguely recall something about when sometimes new gods are born. When gods have offspring with each other, it can manifest as godchildren that grow up and gain deitic powers. Sometimes, when those unions are not good, it can create a being which, instead of being fed on positive radiant energy to make it into a deity, feeds on negative energy. And that creates almost like a stillborn god baby creature thing that absorbs life from around it. It's all theoretical. It's not something which has ever been seen or proven, but it's kind of things that maybe you've heard about or heard things. And it basically, it sucks in life from all around it. Generally, they don't last very long, though, because once they consume life around them, they starve. However, if from what you know of Assesserac, from what you know of what happened to Six, especially you, Kalar, if it was continually fed soul somehow, it would grow and gain power and likely feed and grow into a true god. A very bad one.
Ooh. Shit.
And that is where we shall leave this week's High Rollers Uncharted territory. A rather epic battle and some story and the reunification of some NPCs. And we will be back to head into the lost city of Omu and the Tomb of Annihilation.
The 2 final episodes.
2 final episodes next week. Thanks very much for watching. No donations, as mentioned, this is a pre-recorded stream, but we'll be back next Friday. Don't forget, not this Sunday coming, but the Sunday after, we'll be back to normal High Rollers as well. There's plenty to watch on Yogs Live. It's a great opportunity to catch up.
VODs are available as well, so if you did miss it, then we will have VODs available. So
and some of us will see you at Insomnia 61 on the Sunday as well. There'll be a little High Rollers signing, 1 till 3 on Sunday. We'll try and get as many people as we can. And that's pretty much it. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Martok.